Hey guys, with Akira coming out, they always do one of these stages for new limiteds, and I'm just going to break down how to do it pretty easily. Skullflame and Brimstone, you get it after going through the Treasure Island event. I do think this is one time, so you only need to do it once. It could be daily, it's usually daily. I don't know about this one. They have these really cool tags that you can add as well, which allows you to get a higher score. I'm going to show you guys how to do Nightmare. So tag-wise, the easiest ones, in my opinion, are reduce the size of the team by 3. Then you could do only 7 legendary heroes can be added to the team, which is obviously good because, well, we can only use 7 units at all, right? If you are using an epic, like I will be showing you guys in the team that I'm going to use, you could do 6 instead, boost up your points. But regardless, we're going to do 7. We're also going to reduce ground heroes block by 1. A lot of platform heroes being used. Reduce heroes' attacks by 30% when they don't have a shield. Increase monsters' HP, monsters' attack, monsters' control effect, movement speed, magic damage reduction. We're going to use a lot of physical damage, not a lot of magic. And then we have extra phantom, common and elite, and then the bottom one as well. Quickly, before we get to the rest of the video, I do have some affiliate links if you want to top up. There are some official third-party payment platforms where you can get discounted products, and if you do purchase through my links, I get 5%. Best way to support me. Really does help. I truly do mean it. And there's one that works for USA, Europe, and then everything else. I'll have them linked at the top of the description. Anyways, thank you guys so much for all the support, and let's get back to the video. All right, now the team that I will be showing you guys is this. We have no lords. I will show a second team immediately after this with more legendaries, just to explain the idea behind the team. Basically, there's a big group that spawns in the top left. There's like a smaller group on the right. And then there's a couple other things that spawn, like at the top, it'll go down and there will be some very tanky enemies. You need more single target or at least strong damage to deal with. Regardless, what we do is we do our Nyx in the top left. We do Elowen for some rage and some healing. Wukong is there to burst down some enemies. Awakening wise, you don't need any awakenings on this team, but I can't lower my awakenings. It's just how it is. And then on the right side, we're going to use Constant. So you could use any ground healer, or if you don't have a ground healer at all, if you don't have a Draylin, a Rillaman, Constant, or I guess you could use Mariel as well if you're really desperate. You could always take out Yuri and your Idril and then put in a healer, like, I don't know, it doesn't matter what healer you use, and then you can use a ground unit. Some ground units that may be better than Wukong or Talon or whatever are Neja. Neja is actually immune to debuffs in his ult, and the main thing the boss is going to do that'll cause you to struggle is Keel Haul. He puts a net out, makes it impossible to move, to block, to do damage. So you have to have a teammate break you out of it or you pretty much die. So you do need to be mindful of that. It kind of targets the highest attack unit. You could always try to have that be Neja, and then Neja can't get debuffed. Same with Ezerith, but we have less magic damage. Beyond that, you could just use whatever piercers you want, whatever ground healer you want, whatever physical ground unit you want. You could use an airless. It really does not matter. It's just the type of unit that matters. It's not what unit it actually is. Anyways, going into this, we're going to do Nyx on the left with Elowen. We are then going to put down our Talon and Constance very soon after we Nyx ult. Even without a lord, we are going to be just fine. Now, once you get about enough cost to place both Talon and Constance, you're going to do Talon, then Constance, of course. And then we are going to do our Idril here. So Idril, I do like to put on the bottom, facing up. Basically, she's going to clear out these guys as well as, you know, just doing generally good damage. Also, I do have to preface and say that, to be completely honest, there is not a single unit that I actually geared. I just auto-equipped everyone. So if you're struggling, maybe Awakenings gear, whatever, your sets will be better than what I'm using, and you should have an easier time because of that. Regardless, it's what I'm doing. So here, you can kind of clear these guys just fine. If you want to use whoever's ult to clear those guys, if you're struggling, go for it. But if you're strong enough, you shouldn't need to ult there. The main threat is going to be these big guys. These big guys are very threatening. They're going to come to the left. That's why we have a good single target damage dealer there, as well as the right. So what we can do here is we can actually Idril ult. You're gonna get stunned occasionally, but they will only be passing through one tile, so as long as you can deal with them, you'll be fine. Here we're gonna Wukong ult this big guy, and he's going to get killed, and then you can use like a Yuri ult or the Talon ult, or you could even use constant ult if you're using constants, and you should be able to clear it just fine. Anyways, we're gonna keep it going. More sets of big guys. We're going to constants and Talon ult. Just trying to do as much damage as possible. If you're using someone with ults that come back fast, ult as much as you want, right? Basically, you just got to be wary of these guys. There's also these other kind of fat guys that will spawn small enemies. So you just want to hold your ults for those kind of periods where you need that damage. Anyways, we're just going to keep on clicking Nyx ult. Nyx can be replaced by Akira, who is limited and everyone should be picking up. And you could also do like Razak, you could do Van Helsing, anything, right? If you need a Wukong ult for those minions, he actually hits to the side, so you can deal with him there as well. Anyways, Nyx ult one more time. We're gonna clear out this big group. Actually, I think it's one more time. It might be 2 more times. Regardless, we're gonna get more enemies on the top as well. Just remember, you got Talon for some AoE. And also, the good thing about Idril is, you know, no Lord Nyx with auto-equipped gear isn't really the best at dealing with everything. So you could just Idril ult, and she'll clear those guys. That's why I really like using Idril here, because she really makes it possible to kind of BS your way through the stage, right? If you leak it all, not a problem at all, right? Then we're gonna get one more group on the right side, which is going to be pretty important to deal with. I mean, this is the side that I struggle with the most. And then we're also going to Wukong ult here. Something else I do have to mention is make sure your Wukong has less attack than another unit. As long as there's one unit, ideally a Yuri, your Idril, your Talon, someone on the right side, because that's where we have more damage dealers. You want to have that be the highest attack unit, ideally. So just keep that in mind as well. Final group of enemies here is going to come out. There's quite a few of them, so we're just going to ult with whoever we have up. And we're just going to pray that we can deal with these guys. Bam, Talon ult coming in clutch, and we clear that just fine. Now the main boss is going to come out. If you have Idril, Idril can help clear. Nyx can do most of the damage, and then once they get to Wukong, Wukong can just ult him, and bam, he is dead. That is how you do the stage. It's pretty simple. It's just a matter of figuring out when to ult. Now, if your ults come back fast enough, you don't have to worry too much. Damage-wise, obviously, Nyx is going to be highest. So is Talon. They're doing AoE damage. And then, yeah, that's the stage. And as you can see, now we have the full clear. And we get all of the points. Now, you could use the same strategy for hard. You could use the same strategy for easy. All you got to do is just select the same tags. And then you'll get even more than you need, right? Going into the gear, remember I said I auto-equipped. Eluin, you just want to build in some healer gear. I have way too much healing effect. This is actually depreciates after 200 or so. This is actually kind of pointless. Artifact does not matter really. You just kind of place her in whatever. You're not really going to be under fire on the left very much. You don't really need that crazy amount of healing output. Constance, you don't need her built like this, but you just want to go for attack, some HP if you want, attack speed, and healing effect, as well as whatever artifact. I think her exclusive is good because you heal during the ult. Yuri, auto-equipped in not crit capped, ageless. I do recommend building her in Soulbound or Cataclysm if you do have it. Wukong, I do recommend Soulbound. I actually auto-equipped to Soulbound, but he didn't actually need it because he doesn't really hit many things throughout the fight. So you don't actually really need him geared too well. Talon, I do recommend gearing well. I have IR here. I do actually recommend IR, so quick equip did well there. We also have Hand of Doom. Hand of Doom is probably the best. You could do Bloodbond Signet. You could do Reaper's Emblem. Doesn't really matter too much. And then Nyx, I do have it auto-equipped completely. I would build Nyx the best personally on this team. Her and Talon, I think. And then we also have her exclusive. You could use the Sharpshooter Crest if you need. And then Idril is also auto-equipped. Anyways, another team that you could use to kind of jack up your score. Now, if you want to max out all of the boosts and try to get the highest score possible, This is the team you're probably going to use. I do recommend actually gearing these guys, but I don't really care. So I do have auto-equipped gear on everyone again. Anyways, the idea is, since we only get 6 units, only 4 legendaries, we're just going to use the global attacks in order to maximize our damage and try to kill everything through there. Here we're going to do Lady A, we're going to do Diao-chan, we're going to do Idril. Then we are going to do our airless. And if we can clear the left side with Lady A, that would be insanely good. We're going to put Ivar in this spot. We're going to use... I didn't mean to swap Diao-chan. Whoops. We're going to use Idril here to try to clear these guys as best we can. And it's going to barely happen. It's getting a little tense, but we're okay. Anyways, we're going to hopefully be able to clear these guys with Idril. Ideally, as well as Lady A, obviously. We can ult clear them as best we can. Beautiful. Then we can do another Idril ult here. Extend her ultimate as well, which is very nice. Ivar, we're just kind of saving for the big guys. Remember, the big guys, very threatening, very imposing. We're going to have to wait on those guys a little bit. Lady A does kind of crush them into nothing, though, which is very funny. Anyways, Lady A should be able to clear these guys without an ult, I think. Yeah, okay, she marked it. If you need to ult there, you can, obviously. If you need to ult with Ivar, you can as well. Basically, the main struggle is actually at the top left. I don't feel like I'm struggling too much on the right, mostly because Lady A is there. Anyways, we're going to Idril ult just to help clean up here. We're going to Ivar ult as well. And then we're going to sell Laurel for that extra rage, which we may need for these big guys, which we do, and they die. So that is those guys down. Then we can use some of the ults over here on the left. Idril just to help out a little bit because, well, we're going to need that for a little bit of support. Clear those guys. Clear this poisoner, hopefully soon. Lady A also helping a ton. It's crazy that this is just being done with quick equip gear to me. Like, that's just impressive. Anyways, hopefully we can clear this group. If we need to Laurel, we can. I think I'm going to hold off on the Laurel for a moment, though. We can use Lady A ult. We might actually leak here, unfortunately. I might have made a little bit of a mistake. A little bit of a blunder. Yep. And we do lose. But basically, then you just kind of ult with the rest, and you win through there. So if you want to use this team, you can. It's requiring Lady A, and I'm sure there's other ways to do the max score. But as long as you just, like, keep Idril up the whole time, and you try to cycle things, or you, like, gear your units properly, you'll be just fine. I just wanted to quickly mention that because I know people are going to be curious. And yeah, that's it for me. Thank you guys for watching. See you all in the next one. Destined signing out.